During this video, we're going to be talking about units as we use them in the physics classroom. To start with, we need to talk about the basic units of measurements. Base units are basic quantities that all physical properties are derived, which means they come from. Specifically, the three base units that we'll be using in physics are the meter for length, the kilogram for mass, and the second for time. Now, what are they? Well, first, let's look at the meter. 1 meter is equal to the path length traveled by light in a vacuum during a time interval of, get it, 1/299,792,458 of a second. Now, you might be looking at this and thinking, where did that fraction come from? Well, we'll talk about that in just a minute. Next, we have a kilogram. 1 kilogram is the mass of a platinum iridium cylinder kept at the International Bureau of Weights and Measures in Paris, France. And again, you might be looking at the platinum iridium and thinking, where the heck did that come from? Again, we'll talk about that in just a second. Last, what is a second? 1 second is the time occupied by 9,192,631,770 vibrations of the light of a specified wavelength emitted by a cesium-133 atom. And again, you look and see cesium-133. Why cesium? Why not another atom? In fact, let's look back at the meter. Why such a random and weird fraction? The kilogram. Why platinum iridium? The second. Why cesium-133? Why are they being so specific? Well, as it turns out, it's all about standardization. As scientists, we need to always double check and make sure our measurements are the same as scientists around the world. Let's take this very simple example. Let's say you have two cars driving down the road. If one is using kilometers per hour and the other is using miles per hour, then they might, because of a miscommunication, wind up running into each other because they didn't standardize their units. Now, whenever you use units, there's a variety of different ways we can use these base units. For example, if you're looking at length, use meters, centimeters, millimeters, kilometers, and even micrometers. And if you go over to mass, you can talk about mass by using things like kilogram, gram, milligram, microgram, or even picogram. And when you're talking about time, you can use seconds, milliseconds. You could even use hours, minutes, and microseconds. Whichever of these that you use, though, it's important to understand that you're always using versions of meters, kilograms, and seconds in order to communicate clearly. Thank you for watching this video on units. They are very important, and you are going to continue to see how that comes into play this year in physics.